6 years old, my mom brought me and my two sisters up here to Spokane because her and my father got divorced. We lived up here for a year and a half, and my mom got remarried. I was so happy because I got a stepbrother and a new sister. Never had a brother before. When I was 8 and a half, my brother was out bike riding with my two sisters, and he didn't come back with them. My mom sent us out to look for him. I found a shoe. We've been hit by a car and killed. So that was the first funeral I've ever went to. That's the first time I doubted God. See, I went to Catholic school for a couple years. Raised Catholic, went to Catholic church with my grandmother all the time. And then 4 years later, my mom had a daughter. Well, my stepdad never really got over losing his son. So they ended up getting divorced when I was 15. And my mom moved on, with her life. She took care of my stepsister, us 3 girls, or us 4 girls. There was 5 of us all together. She raised us. She got us all graduated. When I was 19, I had my first daughter, Jennifer. When I was 22, I had my second daughter, Christina. When I was 23, my nephew got in a car wreck and was killed. 4 hours later, when my uncle, my favorite uncle in the world, found out, he died of a massive coronary heart attack in front of his children. That was the second time I doubted God. Jennifer and Christina's dad, I can take it again. Jennifer and Christina's dad wasn't the nicest person in the world. He was verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically abusive to me. But I stayed with him because I wanted my kids to have a mom and a dad. Well, I kept it together and kept it together, gave my kids everything they needed, and had grandparents pass away, uncles, aunts, cousins, close friends, siblings. I got through it. Well, and then March of '99, the most wonderful person, loving, caring person in the world, my best friend in the world, my mom, passed away of cancer. My life was shattered. I stopped going to church. I stopped praying. I stopped reading my Bible. I stopped believing. I was done. I kept it together and kept it together for my kids. But after my mom died, I thought I'd start drinking alcohol. I thought that would be a good thing to take away the pain. Well, that just gave me a headache and made me sick. So that didn't work out for me. So when I was 39, I was introduced to meth. And I thought, I'm into trying new things. I'll try that. Well, I tried it, and what do you know? I really liked it. I mean, it was my most favorite thing in the whole wide world. But I kept working, and I stayed with the kids as dad. My kids both moved out when they were 16 and 19, so I was an empty nester. But I kept my foot forward and kept going and kept doing what I needed to do. Well, then I found out something unthinkable happened that their father did, and I lost it again. Yes, I tried to kill him, but it didn't work. So it all worked out for the best. And then I met another man. Well, that wasn't too good either. He was physically, verbally, and mentally abusive to me. I was with the first guy for almost 23 years, the second one 14. Well, every time things would start going bad, I would reach out to my youngest daughter, and she always took me in. If I needed a nap, if I needed something to eat, it didn't matter what I needed. She wasn't very happy with me, but she took me in. My oldest daughter for a while did, but then she was like, you are on your own, lady. You did this to yourself. You figure it out. And my beautiful, wonderful sister Cherie and her amazing husband, my brother-in-law Stacy, the most amazing people you'll ever meet in the world, were always there for me, but then they were done. They're like, they couldn't handle the stress, the anxiety, the worry anymore. I mean, they even called one time a missing persons report. I came back to my apartment and they're like, you need to call the sheriff because you're missing. Then, no, I'm right here. And I believe there is a God, because when I was getting high, I would be watching TV or listening to radio or just in the quiet by myself, and I don't know if it was God or mother, but I would hear, Deanna Marie, what are you doing with your life? You need to get up, straighten up, and get it together. I was like, I just thought I needed a nap. I thought I needed a nap. I didn't know. So I kept going and kept going. And then I was living in a car for 8 months, going through dumpsters, whatever I had to do, stealing food to eat. Finally, on November 22nd of 2019, I took my last hit, threw my stuff in my pipe away. I was done. Let's go. That doesn't end there. I went to my daughters. Okay, I have a mental disability. I have schizoaffective disorder. I have been in the mental part of Sacred Heart 9 different times. I went there December 31st of 2019. I was there for 51 days. My person, I won't say who it is, but someone I thought loved and cared for me, told my children not to talk to me. So for 8 months, I did not talk to my children. The whole 51 days I was in there, I had 3 visitors. Well, my dad passed away while I was in there, so I got to say goodbye to him over the phone while I was in the hospital. That was hard. My sister Cherie was in New Hampshire, so she couldn't come see me, but as soon as she got off that plane, she was up there visiting me. And then before Cherie came up, there's a person in this room that I love more than life itself. We've been friends for 51 plus years. We used together. She got clean. I did not. But she never judged me. She never stopped believing in me. She never stopped praying for me. She never gave up on me. I would text her whether I had a phone or I had to borrow a phone on every holiday, every event, every birthday, just so she knew I was still alive. I called her and told her that I was in the hospital, and the very next night, her and her husband were there to see me. They asked me what I needed. I said a chocolate bar and a Coke. And that's what they brought me. And Johnny said a prayer over me. I can't really remember what it was, but it really hit me to where I knew everything was going to be okay. Okay, and so February 20th of 2020, I got out and I went to the Bethany place, and I seen them right away, came to church with them, and then COVID hit, and we were in quarantine. So I couldn't go anywhere, and that was really hard on me. And then in June, as soon as I could bail, I went to Beth and Johnny's for 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. And then I had to be quarantined when I got back, but it was okay because it was only for 2 weeks, and then I was going to New Hampshire with my sister for my dad's funeral. So I got good, you know. And then I came to church again once I got into the independent house with her, and everything was going good. And then I moved out to Springdale with my daughter. Well, my medications were coinciding with each other. So I was falling down all the time. I wasn't able to get out of bed. I was falling out of bed. I couldn't shower. So I came for my 1-year coin, and I stayed with Beth and Johnny, and they noticed that things weren't quite right. So Beth and Johnny and Jason, I don't know if you guys know Jason, they talked about it and asked me to live with them. So I moved in, and for the first couple months, I couldn't shower by myself. I was taking 27 pills at night. I was on 14 different antipsychotic medications. Every night I would barely walk out, bring my little bag, hand it to Johnny. He'd open them all up, hand them all to me, and I'd eat my, midnight snack. And then he'd put them all away from me, and he finally got me a pill container, and I couldn't get that open. Well, and then Beth got me appointments. We got to the doctors. We got my medication starting to go down. She got me my glasses. She got me my dentures. She took me to my appointments. She went to my doctors with me. She told them what was going on. I'm down to 4 pills now a night. I have been on 75 different antipsychotic drugs since '99. I have not been back in the psychiatric unit for almost 3 years. I'm really proud of that. But Beth and Johnny came to Northridge, and I came with them, and I would sit in the back, and I would not talk to anybody. And Johnny's like, I want you at least once, every time we come to talk to one person, I'm like, okay. Well, Katie was so excited to see me, she introduced herself to me 3 times. I mean, it was really cool. And then Ben had given a sermon one Sunday, or a message, and it really hit me, and at the end of his messages, he asked if you accept Christ to raise your hand. Well, I did. Well, after it was over, there was a prayer group up here. And Beth said, do you want to go up and get prayed over? And I said, sure. And it was Rosemary, Laura, and Beth, and me. Well, Rosemary was saying this prayer, and she said, God, turn it around, let the light shine through. And I'm not kidding you. All of a sudden, I seen this bright light, and I'm always hearing, go to the light, go to the light. Well, I wasn't quite ready to go to the light yet. So I peeked my eyes open, and I looked around. Yeah, I'm still in the church. I'm good. It's all good. And things started turning around after that. I mean, I got stronger. I was able to open my own containers. I got off of all of it. I've been coming to recovery ever since. I have a beautiful relationship with my kids and grandkids. And I have to hand it to my sister Cherie and my brother-in-law Stacy. They are amazing. I haven't seen them in like 18 months, but we talk almost every day on the phone. And we're going through a lot right now with my dad and our older sibling, but we're getting through it. I mean, before I would have went and burned her house down already. But I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. It's all good. And like I told my sister, it's a blessing right now with what we got going on, not to even worry about that. And so, what I really want to say is, do you guys know that poem, Footprints in the Sand? Okay, well, I always saw one set of footprints. And now that I think about it, I was never alone. I've always had God with me, always. I was on hiatus, but he was not. He was still with me. He was still working miracles in my life. My nephew was in a horrible accident in September, and I reached out to God and all of you for prayer, and he made it through it. And I've reached out for prayer for what's going on with my dad. I've reached out to you guys. We've got prayer circles going, everything. And I know prayer works because it worked for Alicia's sister, Shauna, It worked for my good friend Glenn. I see it all the time. I totally believe in it. And I just want to thank my 2 daughters, my sister and her husband, all my grandchildren, Beth and Johnny, and Sarah and Matthew, for always believing in me, never giving up on me, and always supporting me. Those are my daughters, Jennifer and Christina. And then my first year clean. My second year clean. And this is me 5 days shy of 30. And I want to tell everybody here, I mean, I've never felt more loved than I do right now with all of you guys. I mean, you guys are the best bunch of people I have ever had in my life. And I want to congratulate every single person that's going to get a coin tonight, that has received a coin or is going to receive one in the future. I am so proud of you guys. We may have good days, bad days, struggles, but look it, this is what's worth it. Thank you.
Holy smokes. Give it up for Deanna! Woo! Deanna, that first photo that they shared of you in the beginning of your recovery, I remember you coming in just broken, could barely walk, just dark and lonely and scared and alone in the back. And I forget things. I introduced myself. Hi, Dan. I'm Katie. Nice to meet you. It is so nice to meet you. And I was blown away by your testimony because that is not who walked in these doors. Who in here walked in the doors broken and alone and scared and lost and found Jesus and found a family here at Northbridge who loved you to life? And thank you to each and every one of her family members who said no, enough is enough, who took her in when she needed to be taken in. Thank you to Beth and Johnny for getting to her all her appointments. We are the body of Christ. We are the hands and feet of Jesus. You guys saved her life. You are naughty. You're so mean to them. You need to say sorry. But me too. Anybody else in here lie to your family over and over and worry and the guilt and the shame and just waiting for the jail to call to say, she's safe, she's okay. I am just so thankful for your testimony. That was so powerful, and I am so proud of you. That was wonderful. Give it up for Deanna one more time, you guys. Woo! Wow, so cool. I love that. My name is Katie, and this is?
I'm Jen.
Okay. All right. We are here to celebrate clean time and time in recovery, and we are going to start with the women. Ladies, if any of you is here to celebrate, we want to celebrate with you. If today is your first day, this is your opportunity. Like Deanna said, Ben gave a message and said, raise your hand if you want to give your life to Christ. Like, this is your opportunity to start over, to start new, to say, God, I've been making mistakes. I've been out in the trenches. I've been lying. I've been sneaking. I've been cheating. Ladies, if any of you in here wants to start today, this new life and this transformation, 24 hours, today's a new day, come on up. Okay. We're going to celebrate 30 days for the ladies. Anyone have 30 days clean and sober? 60 days. 90 days? 6 months? 9 months. 12 months. Anyone have a year, ladies? Woo! Woo-hoo! You want to turn around and show them they want to get a picture with you. Woo-hoo! We love you, Christina. Wow. Another testimony about what Jesus can do. We're so glad you're a part of this family. God is so good. Woo-hoo! 18 months, ladies. Is anyone celebrating 18 months? 2 years. 3 years? Any ladies have 3 years? I'm going to call out somebody who is so close to getting their 3 years, but next week's Thanksgiving, so it kind of threw everything off. If you feel led, like if you got sober November 22nd, but it's not quite that time, like we used to front, right? Like, can I get a front? Like, I don't have the money now, but I'm going to get it to you. In recovery, we are all about honesty, and we are all about doing what's right. Come on. Can we get a front? Can we get a front? A 3-day front. What if she brings it back if she relapses? You gotta wait. Deanna, do you feel led to celebrate with all your family and friends, or do you want to wait till next month? Let's go, Deanna. 3 years. Woo! You guys want to get a picture with Sabrina right here? All right, if we could get a picture with all of her family at the end after all of the men come up for their clean time, that would be so wonderful. Good job, Deanna. 3 years is such a big deal. All right, 4 years, ladies. Is anyone celebrating 4 years? 5 years? 6 years? 7 years sober in November. Anybody? 8? 9?
10,
11? 12?
13,
14? 15? 16? 17? 18? 19? 20? Is anyone celebrating more than 20 years of recovery, ladies? Woo! Give it a round of applause for all of the ladies in here tonight. Woo! We are going to call up the men. Casey's going to come up. Casey, who are you bringing with you? Oh, no. Here comes Mickey Dolan.
Hey, Mickey, spot me, man. I'm going to do a backflip. I'm going to do a backflip.
I thought you wanted me to.
Dude, I can hardly contain myself, man.
I like your front flip.
Oh, front flip. All right, gentlemen, who's got a day? One day. Joshua.
"30 days.
Days. 60. 90. 6 months. 6 months. Boys and girls, 9 months. One year. Proud of her daddy. Good job, Mike.
18 months. Anybody? Nobody?
Crickets. Can I have your attention, please? 2 years.
He said, go Cowboys.
All right, we got 3 years. Who's got 3? Who's got 4? Somebody in here got 4? 4 and a half.
5 years, anybody? We all love you, Matthew. Thank you for all you do. 6 years. 7 years. 8. 9. Ten years.
11 years.
12,
13.
14.
15. Anybody?
You got anybody above 15?
yeah! Good job, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I love you too. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Such a leader, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. This would not be the same without each and every one of you here. You know, you guys know that. Everybody that's volunteered, so dedicated their life to recovery, to come out and support recovery. We all need each other. So thank you so much for being here today.